So now it's pretty sunny here in Belgrade. It was already raining a couple of hours before here. And regarding the weather forecast, we can expect some more heavy rains later on today, but right now it's really sunny and the teams are arriving to the pool. This is the Croatian team, Jug Dubrovnik, the team which haven't managed to clinch the championship title in Croatia this year. They lost the final to Jadran Split, but they won the regional league and also the Croatian Cup, so 2 titles for the team of Vjekoslav Kovačak, and they are hoping for 2 victories at least after this quarterfinal loss and the Champions League Final 8 tournament. Olympiacos won the Greek title once again, also the Greek Cup. Last year they were not present at the Final 8 tournament, so at least they are here now. But we only fight for the 5th place. So, of course, first the teams are being introduced.
The first match of today's program is classification 5th to 8th place, where we play Water-Polo Club Jug Dubrovnik from Dubrovnik and Water-Polo Club Olympiacos.
So, Jug Dubrovnik, the first team which is going to be introduced here to the crowd. This time the captain Mario Jokovic. Jug, of course, still missing 2 key players, Loren Fatovic and also Križić. So, Jokovic, the captain, Toni Popadic, who had 50% save efficiency yesterday, so he was actually the best player on the field from Jug. But despite that, they lost that game to Barceloneta, Bujeres, youngsters Mozara and Zvono, as well as Vukujevic, Bijaka, Lazic, Prkoca, the Greek international centre forward Konstantinos Kakaris, Grgorevic, Marko Žuvela, who scored 3 times yesterday, and Ivan Jurisic, the second choice goalkeeper and the head coach. Since 2015, Vjekoslav Kovačak, the bench of the Dubrovnik side. So this is the Greek champion, Olympiacos, Konstantinos Genidunias, the captain, Marko Bijac, who had a 35% save efficiency yesterday, Kilas, Máton Vámos, the Hungarian, who scored 3 times yesterday, Futuris, Kubis, Dervisis, Bushie, Murikis, Filip Filipovic, Dimu Papanastasiou, and the second choice goalkeeper Emanuel Zerdevas. So 3 goals coming from Vamos, Filipovic, and also from Papanastasiou yesterday.
Head coach Mr. Milanovic Igor, assistant
and the head coach, the former Olympic champion and multiple Champions League winner Igor Milanovic. And the referees of this match, Vojin Putnikovic from Serbia and Matan Švarc from Israel. Mr. Achim Moliner and Tamás Molnar, as well as Dejan Perisic representing LEN TWPC today. So regarding today's program, this match will be followed by the first semi-final, actually, between Barceloneta and the host team Novi Belgrade, starting at 5 p.m. local time. From 6:30, Brescia against Ferencváros, classification match for the places 5th to 8th. And the second semi-final will start at 8 p.m. Vujagmeni, the surprise team of the tournament, against Prorecco. So that's the program today, and here you can check the team list of Jug Dubrovnik without Fatovic and Križić, unfortunately. So plenty of young, talented players in the squad of Vjeko Kovačak. They were a bit furious after yesterday's match against Barceloneta. This is the team list of Olympiacos Piraeus, a couple of key members of the Greek national team, and a couple of international players like Máton Vámos, Andreu Bushie, Filip Filipovic, and of course the great goalkeeper Marko Bijac. And so a couple of Olympiacos fans still on the stands. Yesterday they were absolutely behind their team, but that didn't turn to be enough to push their team into victory. So the problem was with Olympiacos yesterday. That was Vieko's prediction for this match, and so we're gonna have also Igor Milanovic as well. Actually, it was Evangelos Delakas, the assistant coach of Mr. Milanovic. Now the team talks are being kept. And I started to talk about the problems of Olympiacos. Yesterday they had a big power play conversion. They only managed to convert 3 out of the 16 power plays. And that turned to be decisive against Novi Belgrade. Also, the goalkeeping performance could have been better, but Marko Bijac still had 7 saves, 20 attempts at his goal in total. As I mentioned, Popadic, we can see him now. So Popadic had 11 saves, a 50% save efficiency. Maro Jokovic was the top scorer of Jug yesterday. The captain scored twice. No, actually, Juvela was the top scorer, scoring 3 times. Jokovic scored twice. They were the only players to score more than once for the Croatian team. Marton Vamos, Filip Filipovic, as well as Alexandros Papanastasiou, all scoring 3 times for Olympiacos. Only 4 different goal scorers yesterday in the Greek team. Futulis scored twice. So Jug Dubrovnik this time in the white caps and Olympiacos in the blue ones. And the first match on day number 2 in the final tournament is just about to begin. And we have to wait for a while now. I mean, soon we have the first swim off. So it's going to be the number 4, Hrvoje Zvonu from Jug Dubrovnik, and the number 12 from Olympiacos, Alexandros Papanastasiou in the first sprint. There we are. The first match is underway. And Papanastasiou reaches the ball first. So now Olympiacos have the first possession. That's a free throw, and Ioannis Futulis passes the ball to the center forward. In that position was Alexandros Papanastasiou, and he was fouled. So immediately, after just 14 seconds, that's a penalty for Olympiacos. And it's Filip Filipovic, who doesn't manage to beat Toni Popadic. Great start by Popadic. Amazing save by the Croatian goalkeeper. And that's a corner throw for Olympiacos. They have another 20 seconds, but they missed that penalty shot. Futulis. Vamos. Filipovic. And Filipovic scores. Long distance shot and a slight touch by Popadic, but this time he hasn't managed to save this attempt. So Filipovic, after missing that penalty, now finds the back of the net. And now it's Olympiacos 1, Jug Dubrovnik 0. Goal number 4 in the final tournament. All in all, it's goal number 21 in the season in the Champions League. The veteran Serbian player. And the Croatians try to do something, and they have now the power play. That's the first exclusion foul. So the number 7, Yorgos Dervisis, is the excluded player.
Number 7, Dervisis Yorgos.
Now it's a 6-on-5 situation in favor of Jug Dubrovnik. A chance to make an equalizer, but they only managed to hit the crossbar, and after the rebound, the Greeks have the possession. So missed chance for Jug. And Marko Bijac tries to find a teammate. He finds now number 8, Andro Bušje. Actually a Croatian international of Olympiacos, Popadic. Save number 2. Still a 1-0 lead for Olympiacos, and the Greek supporters are enjoying themselves here on the stands. Very tight defensive play as expected from the Greek team. There's a free throw by Zvono, and now an attempt comfortably saved by Marko Bijac. So Jug still without a single goal. 2 minutes gone. Now Alexandros Papanastasiou pushing forward. Still Papanastasiou. Futuris. And another save by Popadic. Still only one single goal. And actually it was not a save by Popadic, but a block by Franko Lazic. He has now the possession, and Lazic waiting for the call, but hasn't gone in favor of them. So that's a turnover foul. Papanastasiou. Vamos. The Hungarian gets the call. That's a free throw. And it's even an exclusion. So for the first time, it's a power play situation for the Greeks. Ivan Vukojevic is out for 20 seconds. Futuris. That's a double exclusion, so a double advantage actually for the Greeks. 6-on-4, and they take advantage of that. Marton Vamos with a crucial finish. 2-0 for Olympiacos. So just like his teammate Filip Filipovic, now Marton Vamos also has 4 goals to his name in this final tournament, and all in all, goal number 34 in this Champions League season. These fans are always there when their team playing some important matches. An unforgettable celebration 5 years ago in Genoa at the final tournament when Olympiacos won the title in a thrilling match in the final against Prorecco in front of hundreds of enthusiastic Greek fans. Now Marko Bijac possessing the ball, and they are almost halfway through the first quarter, and it's been all about Olympiacos so far. Very defensive play, and they've scored twice so far. Papanastasiou. This time they missed the target. Popadic. Jug are still yet to score in this match. Franko Lazic. Jokovic. And now is one timer, and the ball was not inside. Well, this time Marko Bijac also needed some luck not to concede. From the crossbar to the left post. Double luck for Olympiacos, but now the chance for them to take a 3-goal lead. Kilas, Genidunias, Papanastasiou. 4 seconds on the shot clock, and the block by Maro Jokovic. Still 2-0. Toni Muzana, one of the youngsters of this talented Dubrovnik side. Jokovic. Still Jokovic. And now the exclusion. So it's going to be the number 2 who gets a red card. So that's the end of the match for Nikolaos Kilas after this red card. Exclusion with substitution. That is a major foul by Nikolaos Kilas, not a normal ordinary foul, and the decision is he has to leave the pool and he won't be allowed to return. So now it's a 6-on-5 situation. Kilas will be replaced by another teammate after this power play. Jokovic. Great block. Still 2-0. 2 minutes and 37 seconds to go in the first quarter. Olympiacos have lost Kilas, but they have the 2-goal lead. Vamos. Now the latest exclusion, Marco Juvana is the first personal foul today. Papanastasiou. Genidunias. Papanastasiou, tight angle, but he still manages to score. That's a great finish by the former 2-time youth world champion, Alexandros Papanastasiou. Was also the MVP of the Youth World Championships a couple of years ago. Beating the Croats actually in the final, memorable final for Papanastasiou, who also played in Dubrovnik. So that's a great goal, and the 3-goal lead in favor of Olympiacos. And Jug in trouble now, inside the last 2 minutes of the first period. That's another exclusion. Number 8 from Olympiacos, Andro Bushia, the Croatian, moves out. Jokovic. And another fantastic block by the Greeks. Marton Vamos, the Hungarian, stopped this attempt. And Igor Milanovic can be absolutely satisfied with the performance of his team. Great start by the Greeks. Filipovic. Still Filipovic. Vamos. Now the foul on Konstantinos Guvis, and 6-on-5 for Olympiacos. Maro Jokovic, the captain, is out now for the first time. And there's another power play goal. And the 4-goal gap between the teams. Olympiacos captain Konstantinos Genidunias with the latest goal.
4th goal for Olympiacos, player number 4, Genidunias.
Now 4 players in the roster from Olympiacos who were also present at the 2018 final tournament when they went on to win the gold medal. Besides Gelidunias, Futuris, Dervisis, also Murikis were members of that great team in Genoa. That was actually the second time that Olympiacos managed to win the title after 2002. Biaka. Now they are men up. Gelidunias is out. That's his first personal foul today. But still no goals scored by Jug Dubrovnik. Another missed chance. Matias Biaka only hit the crossbar. And the last 18 seconds in the first quarter. Filipovic. Free throw. Papanastasiou. That's another power play. Still 6 seconds to go. Papanastasiou hit the post. That's the very last second, but actually the clock runs down. No time for Marton Vamos to make another attempt, but he and his teammates can still be happy with the performance of the team. 4 goals coming from Olympiacos and they haven't conceded at all. So of course a 0% shot efficiency for Jug Dubrovnik and it's 40% for Olympiacos. 4 missed extra player situations by the Croats. Total of 10 personal fouls, 2 block shots each. So that's a pretty slow start by Jug Dubrovnik. And I was talking about the poor power play conversion of Olympiacos yesterday. 3 converted power plays out of the 16 yesterday against Novi Beograd. Today it's 3 out of 4, so that's much better, 75% efficiency. So as I mentioned, they clinched the title twice so far, in 2002 in Budapest on the Margaret Islands. And 16 years later in Genoa, 2018, against that famous final, or against Proieco in that famous final. 3 more final participations, 2001, 2016 and 2019 for the last time, when they lost to Ferencváros in the final in Hanover in the penalty shootout. They also won the LEN Super Cup in 2002. And they were finalists in the LEN Cup Winners' Cup in the late 90s. So this time, Captain Mario Jokovic tries to reach the ball first from Jug Dubrovnik, and the other captain, Konstantinos Gelidunias, as the opponent, and Gelidunias wins the sprint. 2-0 in the swim-off for Olympiacos. And the score is 4-0 in favor of them. Filipovic. Vamos. Gelidunias. Almost goal number 5 for the Greeks. Well, the Serbian referee, Vojin Putnikovic, asked for the ball. And the possession goes to Olympiacos. And it's also a power play situation due to this bad substitution. So Kakaris was out, but a missed power play this time by Olympiacos. A youngster Zvono tries to do something. They are still looking for the first goal today. Jokovic. Nice exclusion from Olympiacos, and Vyakoslav Kobeschak goes for a timeout. So that's Vjeko Kobeschak, 49 years of age, the former great player, the former Olympic silver medalist, actually, at the 1996 Games in Atlanta. Won the Champions League 6 years, actually, or 7 years ago, with the Dubrovnik side. Well, of course, the Croatian national head coach also interested in this final tournament. Papanastasiou is out from Olympiacos. And from the rebound, the Croatians still have the possession, and they have the chance now to score the consolation goal. That's gonna be a penalty shot. So the crossbar saved Olympiacos, but then came this foul. Now it's captain Mare Jokovic who tries to break the deadlock for Jug Dubrovnik. And Jokovic finds the back of the net. Finally, the first goal for Jug Dubrovnik. They desperately needed that, and actually they needed more than 9 minutes to do that.
The first goal for Jug, player number 5, Jokovic Maro.
Filipovic. Papanastasiou. Filipovic losing the ball. And now an exclusion foul. So once again, that's a 6-on-5 situation for Jug. Filipovic is out now. That's his first personal foul. And that's a great touch by Marko Bijac. So it remains 4-1 for Olympiacos. The Greeks are still yet to score in the second quarter. Papanastasiou. Gary Dunias. Papanastasiou, a one-timer. The Greek player missed the target. And Jug tries to get closer. Toni Mozara in the possession. Another extra man advantage. So Andrew Boucher, the first Greek player, the first Olympiacos player, I should say, who has 2 personal fouls to his name. Can the Croatians reduce the gap? Jokovic, no they can't. That's a poor attempt by the captain. Easily saved by Marko Bijac. Save number 3 by the Croatian goalkeeper of Olympiacos. And we saw Ivica Tucak, the head coach of Croatia, who can have mixed feelings watching a couple of members of his national team. Actually, in both sides. Marko Bijac, of course, a member of the Croatian team, and now an action shot goal.
The 5th goal for Olympiacos.
Marton Vamos
Vamos Martin.
has managed to find the back of the net for the second time today. 2 attempts by Marton Vamos and 2 goals by the Hungarian. So 5-1, Olympiacos gained a 4-goal lead. Lazic. There's a real fight in the center forward position. And the Croatians are losing the ball. Now the midpoint of quarter number 2. The Greeks are pushing forward and Papanastasiou is fouled. And now the number 4 of Jug Dubrovnik, Hrvoje Zvono,
Player number 4, Zvono Hrvoje.
is out for 20 seconds. His second personal foul already. Filipovic, 2 seconds on the shot clock. And the one-timer by Papanastasiou. And another 20 seconds for Olympiacos. And this low pass was not the best. Toni Popadic clinched the ball, grabbed the ball actually. Now Toni Muzara is pushing forward. Jokovic. And the very last second of this offensive play. Another poor attempt, comfortably saved by Marko Bijac. Geni Dunias. Filipovic. Geni Dunias. That's the latest exclusion, this time from Jug Dubrovnik.
Exclusion for you, player number 12, Juvela Marko.
12 of the Croatian team, Marko Juvela, also has 2 personal fouls to his name. And that's goal number 6 already for Olympiacos. So after a slow start in the second period, finally Olympiacos once again found the rhythm.
6th goal for Olympiacos, player number 11, Dimu Dimitrios.
So Dimitrios Dimu, the goal scorer. That's a 5-goal deficit for Jug Dubrovnik. Not an easy situation for the team of Vjeko Kobeschak. They finished last yesterday in the final tournament here in Belgrade. And another missed chance for Jug. And now we are heading for the last 2 minutes of the second quarter. Dibu. Geni Dunias, Dimu, Vamos. And now saved by Toni Popadic. Well, he had an excellent save at the end of the at the beginning of the match. Remember, he saved the penalty of Filipovic, and that was only his second one. And now saved by Biac. What a chance for Jug Dubrovnik that they haven't managed to score. Ivan Vukojevic. That was his fourth attempt. Now, Biac also needed some luck to save this, but he still had impressive performance in the goal. 83% save efficiency. Gelidunias. Now saved by Popadic. Mozara. Interesting situation. So the goalkeepers are actually the first and second choice goalkeepers of the Croatian team, the national team. Marko Biac with this sensational performance last year and split at the European Championships. Toni Popadic was his replacement. Now they are facing against each other. Enjoyable situation for Ivica Tucak on the stands. It's another exclusion, so maximum advantage for Olympiacos. Ivusa Budjerez, the latest excluded player. Filipovic. Oh, that's an interesting goal in the end. Alexandros Papanastasiou somehow finds the back of the net. Let's check this once again. There's the pass. He had to be careful not to interrupt the 2-meter line before the pass. So Papanastasiou with goal number 2. It's an unexpected gap between the teams. 6-goal lead for Olympiacos. 14 seconds to go in the first half. Djokovic. One more long distance effort by Mato Vamos. That's the end of quarter number 2. So Olympiacos won the first quarter by 4-0, and the 5 years they managed to win the title this year. And the 15-time Croatian champion also Jug Dubrovnik. Great team, and Dubrovnik is actually a fantastic Water-Polo city full of talented young players. Also this year they have some really promising youngsters in their squad. They are not experienced enough to get the results against favorite teams, of course. Yesterday we saw that against Barcelona, especially in the third quarter. But I'm sure they can improve on that, and maybe next year they will be more competitive. So that's swim off number 3. And it's won once again by the Greeks. So this time Filipovic push the ball first. Geridunias. Vamos. Papanastasiou passes the ball to Filipovic. Vamos. Vamos. First attempt in the third quarter. And the ball has touched the rope, so it's going to be a corner throw. Tony Mozena tried to reach the ball before it reached the rope, but he didn't manage to do that. So number 7 from Jug Dubrovnik is excluded. That's the first exclusion in the third quarter. Matthias Vijaka is out now. But Jug Dubrovnik survived this time. Mozara. And a steal by the Greeks. Thanks to Marton Vamos. Filipovic. Filipovic. That's a low pass to the center forward. Konstantinos Mourikis in that position, and he was fouled. Exclusion once again, and that's goal number 1 in the third period. And goal number 8 already by Olympiacos. Now Alexandros Papanastasiou is the first player on the field who has managed to score more than twice. 3 goals out of 9 attempts. He's been really active, Papanastasiou. Had the most attempts so far in the match. And the Greek supporters can be absolutely satisfied with that performance. Jokovic. Papanastasiou. Exclusion. The number 3 from Jug Dubrovnik, Mozara. With his second personal foul. Actually, Hrvoje Zvono is already out of the game. The 3 exclusions. Now Mozara is also on the edge of ejection. Papanastasiou. And it's a cool finish by Dimitrios Dimou, who scores his second. So it's been a nightmare so far for Jug Dubrovnik. scoring only once. Actually, more than 80 minutes gone from this match. And they've conceded 9 times. Jokovic. Juvara. Lazic. Jokovic. Now the excellent advantage for Jug Dubrovnik.
Explosion for Olympiacos, player number 6, Buvis Konstantinos.
First personal foul of Konstantinos Buvis. Jokovic. Jokovic with the attempt. And the great block by Dimu. Another missed excellent situation for Jug Dubrovnik. Papanastasiou. Andrew Bouchier, and that's an action shot goal. This time they didn't need that excellent situation, and this is really demolishing for Jug Dubrovnik. Olympiacos 10, Jug Dubrovnik 1.
10th goal for Olympiacos, player number 8, Bouchier Andro.
And Andrew Bouchier against his former team. He won actually the Champions League title with Jug Dubrovnik in 2006. And was also a member of the Champions League winning team of Olympiacos 2018. Now halfway through the third quarter, Filipovic gets the ball. And a save by Toni Popadic, save number 7. That's the latest exclusion, but the missed chance once again by the Croats. They tried to take advantage of that immediately. And then came another block, this time by Georgos Dervisis and Igor Milanovic. The head coach of Olympiacos tries for calls for timeout. So you are in real trouble now. They had a fine run in the quarterfinals in the past. They won 4 quarterfinals in a row, but then they lost the last 3, actually now the last 4, including yesterday's loss to Barceloneta. And as I mentioned, they finished last year in Belgrade, so it's not a promising situation for them. Filipovic.
Exclusion for you, player number 8, Lazic Franco.
Franco Lazic is out now, and that means another final exclusion in the Croatian squad. and that's goal number 11 already, and the goal scorer Georgios Dervisis.
Goal for Olympiacos, player number 7, Dervisis Yorgos.
And I correct myself, it was only personal foul number 2 by Franco Lazic, so we can return to the pool. And meanwhile, the second choice goalkeeper of Jug Dubrovnik, Ivan Juricic, making the warm-up at the bench. So it looks like Toni Popadic will be replaced by Juricic very soon. Now the 6-5 situation for Jug Dubrovnik. And the same by Marko Bijac. Yesterday, Olympiacos were really poor in the power play situations. I can tell you that Jug Dubrovnik are doing the same. Still one single goal. 2 minutes remaining on the clock in the third quarter. Getting to Nias. The shot clock has already run down. A 10-goal gap in favor of Olympiacos. Franco Lazic. With the ball now. Another bad pass. Filipovic easily grabs the ball. Dimu. Genidunias. And Popadic makes the save. That's number 7 for him. Corner throw. Filipovic. Now we are inside the last minute of this quarter. 2 seconds left on the shot clock. Genidunias, and the ball doesn't count, and it was out of time. And now maybe turnover chance for Jug Dubrovnik, but out comes Marko Bijac, and the possession goes to Olympiacos. Young player Toni Mozana pushed the ball on the water. Dervisis. The last offensive play of the third quarter. Papanastasiou back in the water. And the lob shot, comfortably saved by Toni Popadic. The very last attempt of quarter number 3, coming from Franco Lazic. So, an all-increasing lead for Olympiacos, just like the first quarter. They won also the third one by 4 goals to 0. And right before the last period, it's Olympiacos 11, Jug 1. 6% shot efficiency, only one single goal out of 16 shots. 39% for Olympiacos. Total of 26 personal fouls, 9 steals already by Olympiacos. They've been really impressive in the defensive play. So the program of day number 2 here, the April 11th pool in Belgrade. This match will be followed by the encounter Barceloneta against Novi Belgrade. That's going to be the first semi-final and the final tournament. The match will start at 5 p.m. local time. And that will be followed by the classification match for the places 5 to 8. Brescia against Ferencváros. So two other disappointed teams. Brescia lost to Viagmeni yesterday in the quarterfinal. Ferencváros to Prorecco. And the winner of that contest will play, now we can confirm, against Olympiacos for the 5th place tomorrow. The loser against Jug Dubrovnik for the 7th place. And the last match today, the second semi-final, the surprise team of the season, Viagmeni, the Greek silver medalist, against title holder, 10-time winner Prorecco. That match will start at 8 p.m. local time. Tomorrow we're gonna have the 2 placement matches for the 5th and 7th place, and on Saturday the 2 medal matches. So this time it's a 4-day tournament, unlike the previous years. Here between Olympiacos and Ligue we have the last swim-off, and it's won once again by the Greeks. 4-0 in the swim-offs. 11-1 for Olympiacos. Papanastasiou. And whether it was on time or not, it's gonna be reviewed. Looked like the goal would count. Actually, the goal scorer was the number 6 of Olympiacos, Guvis. And so the referee, actually it's Vojin Putnikovic is checking in the VR system with Tamás Molnár whether it was on time or not. So goal is not confirmed yet. Maybe the shot had already, actually the clock had already run down. So now we are having the VR review. This is pretty close, but in the end the goal counts, so it was on time. So the goal scorer is Konstantinos Guvis. Olympiacos 12, Jug Dubrovnik 1. Jupela. Well, Konstantinos Kakaris, the Greek international of Jug, tried to do something, but another easy save by Marko Bijac. So Ivan Jurisic, the second choice goalkeeper, in front of the goal of Jug Dubrovnik. And conceding for the second time, the young goalkeeper, born in 2003. There's an action goal by Konstantinos Murikis. Goal number 1 for Murikis. So from the field players of Olympiacos, it's only Ioannis Futouris who hasn't managed to score yet, and also of course Gillas, who was ejected from the game in the first quarter. Everything goes to 1. Right, it's a consolation goal for Jug. So goal number 2 for the Croatians. That's a great finish by Ivan Vukojevic. That was his 6th attempt at the game, and in the end has managed to find the back of the net. That was an extra player situation, so Olympiacos 13, Jug 2 now. Bushia. Gets it back from Genidunias. Filipovic and Murikis. Filipovic. Vamos. Genidunias. One-timer saved by Ivan Jurisic. That was save number 1 by the young goalkeeper. Lazic. Mozara. 4 seconds to the shot clock. Franco Lazic. And another save by Biac. So that's save number 10. 83.3% save efficiency by Biac. Papanastasiou with a great chance. And he scores. Actually, the goalkeeper was excluded, so that's an exclusion for Ivan Jurisic. And this way the goal was empty. That was an easy task for Alexandros Papanastasiou to score from that situation. Goal number 3 for Olympiacos in the last quarter. Goal number 14 in total. And we can imagine what Vjeko Kobeschak is feeling now. Great coach, a former great player in this really difficult situation. Missing a couple of key players. And with the lack of experience, of course, in this young team. That's gonna be loss number 2 for them in the final 8 tournament. But that's gonna be free for Jug. Mauro Precozza on the score sheet now. Born in 2005, Mauro Precozza. So with Ivusa Burgeles, they are the 2 youngest players in the field. Besides the ejected player Kilas, who was born in 2003, and Dimu, who was born in 2000, all the other Olympiacos players were born in the 20th century. So they have a much more experienced team. Regarding Jug, Burgeles and Precozza, born in 2005. Mozara in 2004. A couple of players in 2003 like Zvono and Jurisic, the goalkeeper now. Vukojevic in 2002. So most of the players in the 21st century. That's an exclusion from Jug Dubrovnik, and now another run. So it's 6-on-4 situation, but great save by the young goalkeeper, Ivan Jurisic. So the score remains 14-3 for Olympiacos. Now Vjeko Kobeschak goes for a timeout for the second time. Now the coaches can go for the timeout twice in every match. No matter when they are doing that, they can do that also in the first quarter or both in the last quarter. Just a few calming words to the young players from Vjeko. It looks like Matthias Viaka has an injury. So that's another chance for Jug Dubrovnik to score a consolation goal. But Marko Bijac makes a save. Toni Mozara was failed. That was his second attempt. Bouchier. Dimu. And a comfortable save by Juricic. That's already save number 2. Konstantinos Kakaris hitting the post. Now we are inside the last 3 minutes of the game. And another timeout call, this time by Igor Milanovic. Milanovic was a really legendary player, winning the Olympic championship title twice. And also the World Championship title twice. One-time European champion, 2-time World Cup champion. Igor Milanovic is now 57. Also won the Champions League, the former Euro League, 3 times. Twice with Mlado Zagreb and once with Catalunya in the 90s. Former great player of the Yugoslavian national team. And of course, 2-time Champions League winner as a coach with Partizan and Recco. Filipovic. That's a great steal by the Croats. Slight improvement in the play of Jug Dubrovnik in the last quarter. They've scored twice so far. They've conceded 3 times in the last period. Lazic. Bujeles. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Now only 3. Lazic. They need to do something. And an easy block by the Greeks. The last 90 seconds. Filipovic has only managed to find the side of the net. And the Greek fans just started to celebrate this impressive victory in this classification match. And meanwhile, goal number 4 for Jug Dubrovnik. And the goal scorer is Konstantinos Kakaris for the second time. He's the only Jug player who has scored more than once today.
4 goal for Jug, player number 10, Kakaris Konstantinos.
Really impressive physical parameters. 198 centimeter, 125 kilos. Konstantinos Kakalis, but that's how center forward, a real center forward look like in Water-Polo. The great gladiators of this fantastic sport. Now the Greeks miss the target and it remains 14-4. 37 seconds to go. Five seconds remaining on the clock. One more chance for Jug to score a consolation goal. 10-goal gap in favor of Olympiacos, and that's a 6-on-5 situation for Jug. Márton Vámos moves out. That means he's out of the game with the final exclusion. And that's a great goal by the youngster, Mauro Pricoccia. Goal number 5 for Jug. So they scored only once in the first 3 quarters, and now they scored 4 times in the last quarter. And it looks like they could win the last quarter by 4 goals to 3. That's a little consolation for them. So Pricoccia, that's the correct pronunciation of the young Croatian player. And now we have the final score in the first match today. So for the classification for the places 5 to 8, it's Olympiacos 14, Jug Dubrovnik 5. And for the joy of the Greek supporters, the team of Igor Milanovic, and a comfortable victory over the Croatian team. And that means tomorrow Olympiacos will play for the 5th place and Jug Dubrovnik will play for the 7th place. For ejections in the end, Zvono and Juvera from Jug Dubrovnik, Killas, who had that red card in the first quarter, and also Márton Vámos from Olympiacos. And that's the full-time statistics. So, in the end, 20% shot efficiency for Jug Dubrovnik, 37 for Olympiacos. The extra player situations could have been better for the Croatians. Total of 32 personal fouls, 9 steals by the Greeks. Also 5 blocked shots. And the top scorers, Alexandros Papanastasiou, the former Jug player, scoring 4 times for Olympiacos. Pricoccia, top scorer of Jug Dubrovnik. So, we'll be back with the first semi-final, Barcelona against Novi Beograd. The match will start at 5 p.m. local time.